Welcome, everybody, to episode number 29 of Meet the Expert here in Wisdom Cafe Live. My name is Dr. Bob Show, known as the Transformational Grandmaster, and my beautiful co-host is Dr. Sofie Nubani, the Queen of Laughter and Wisdom. Now, this is going to be an awesome show because we have Harrison Klein. I like to call him the Professor Harrison Klein. Uh, and
Yoda.
yes, it, this guy has such an amazing background. He's an author. In fact, the book that I believe there's what 4 volumes of your book, the messages from the light, volumes
Yes.
1 through 4, and he's connected. Oh, there it is. There it is. Messages from the light. He's connected to some to such people like Tony Robbins, uh, Forbes Riley. He's even shared speaking stage with the Dalai Lama. And this is one person I know that me and Dr. Sofie want to meet in person. So the fact that we have a person right here next to us, and sort of next to us, at least on
Virtually next
camera.
to us.
Yeah, and Harrison has done so much in terms of really making a difference in not only in personal development, also in spiritual development, and so much more. He's created unique um, programs that's been able to take people from where they're at to transform to that next level. And and we're here because there's a special mastermind that you guys, in fact, we're going to put the link in the description. I'll be adding that in, but the special mastermind that Harrison so generously is offering to all our viewers. So we're going to get into this and much more. So Harrison, let's start with you.
I
And
want to take a second here. Sorry for the interruption, but I want to personally welcome our professor and beloved and amazing spiritual thought leader, Mr. Harrison. Like, I don't know, there's so much wisdom to really be learned by his teachings and by leading of his great example and his experience throughout the years and his backstory. This is, of course, not his first time on our show because, you know, every in between he does so much. So we gotta keep everybody posted and updated with the latest and the greatest, right? So we're so happy to have him back and to really share with all of you an opportunity of a great area of spiritual growth and connection. And in times that we are in right now, especially post-pandemic, many people are really having a hard time to adjust, to really harmonize their body, mind, and soul. And it is of times that we unite together, and everyone that has something that they are gifted at or no, I mean, everyone has that in them. But when you are in that space of giving and the space of really being able to be calm and collective so that you are able to share and pass it forward, it takes a lot of emotional mastery kind of to be in that space. And it doesn't make anyone better or worse. It's just, where are we? And we are here all together holding hands so that we can all transcend and evolve together and in this beautiful oneness and cosmic energy and divine alignment with everything that we share from a very nice and beautiful, genuine intentions for the betterment of all. So I invite you to really, really catch on to everything that will be shared today and to follow the progress of where this can really take you on your journey. My doctorate is in spiritual development, and I truly, truly value so much the work that Harrison is doing in this world. And this is why I was so excited about today's show, and I'm so happy that he's able to give us some of his time so that we can share with you as well and pass it forward and have fun together. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Yes.
Big, big, big virtual hug.
Big hugs.
A blessing. So
Yeah.
now we'll leave it to you. Go ahead, my darling.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me. You know what I said to the Dalai Lama when I met him?
Uh-huh.
I said,
What?
"Hello, Dalai." For those of you who are old enough, you may remember that movie, but it's been a beautiful experience to be a spiritual teacher, and I have grown through some of the more difficult experiences that human being can encounter. You know, we've gone through the dark night of the soul. We fought demons that are within us. We have, struggled with our concepts, with our pain, with our relationships, with our, you know, kind of identities, and in so many different ways, and that ultimately the things that evolve us through the dark night into the light basically are things that I have focused on so that I might teach that into other onto other people, and let the torch pass on. We are born,
Mhm.
we go through a journey. That journey then comes to a place where we struggle, and we have interconnected pains and joys in between, and then we pass the torch on to what we have learned, and that is part of the process of being a human being. And as we evolve through that process, those of us who are lucky enough, those of us who are smart enough, those of us who are talented enough, and those of us who are loving enough transcend into another place. That transcension basically is, it is the harmonization of our celestial selves. We move out of the human condition into the celestial condition. And the celestial condition is what we call Christ consciousness, what we call angelic consciousness. It is a place where there is no longer any separation between us and any experience. So we eliminate the time factor, which is the thing that comes in between us and any experience, and we step into the unification process. Like an artist painting doesn't have to think about what he's doing. He's painting out of the intuition of his moment. As we step forward and we evolve, we paint from the concentration of being in the now rather than from the concepts that we're trying to emulate or imitate, or whatever the case may be. And so what I've put together, what we're talking about here today, is a process I call quantum neurogenesis, which is the understanding that as we evolve, there's no need for any of us to change. All the gurus out there say, change your life, do this. We're going to have to change this about you. There's no need to change. We just want to elevate. Who you are is quite okay, but elevate yourself. I mean, generate the emotions that allow you to have a perspective as opposed to a reaction or a response to an event. When you have a perspective, now you have the ability to choose in the best and most possible way the greatest part of you. And the process of quantum neurogenesis is to be able to access those resources in a way that absolutely, throws you into a much grander experience of everything. So,
Mhm.
it's a beautiful place. So, and as we have awakenings, sometimes one, sometimes many, sometimes just seeking for the awakening is a journey that we learn a lot from. But the awakenings, as we experience them, become a domino. And so the domino effect is that, the moment we come into the awakening state, all the other pains kind of go down, and like a domino, kind of knocking over all the other dominoes straight in a row, until we're in a place where we are simply in the spaciousness of energy and intelligence. And energy and intelligence is the hallmark of the higher human experience. So, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yes.
If you guys want to ask me questions, that's fine.
Sure.
If you want to
Yeah.
go into other stuff,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, we both know some about you because you've been through these journeys and you've faced challenges early on, and you've been able to overcome them to grow to that next level yourself. And then through the decades, you've been able to gain a certain perspective as well as learnings that you're now bringing to the masses.
yeah.
What was it about your journey, and you can tell a little about that early on that enabled you to be more enlightened?
Basically, if you really come down to the very core of it, it's a realization of how the world works. So, when you really understand how the world works, then there's very little that you can't address in a way that is equal to any challenge that your life gives you. We create our lives, we are the creators of our realities. And as we come into the understanding of that, we come into the practice of that. When we come into the practice of that, we realize that anything that we experience, we have created. And thus, because we are the creator, we can uncreate anything that we don't want, or we can create anything that we do want. And that's where the power lies, the simple realizations along the way that give you the ability to master any challenge and master yourself. So, the epiphany stories that I have are really dramatic. So I've had many, many epiphanies in my life, and they've taken me out of autism into normality, if you can call anything normality.
Yes.
But they've taken me out of autism into a structured life, or a life that is recognized and wonderful in a lot of ways. I've been able to walk away from the darkness, the hero's journey that I took in the dark portions of my life, so that I can take all that wisdom without time and without pain, and I can transfer the things I've learned to other people, because I understand frequency, because I understand harmony, because I understand the beauty of the fact that all suffering is a misperception. And when you find out what the core of that misperception is, and I'm talking about all suffering, there's no exceptions to that. All suffering is a misperception. When you find out what the misperception is, you're able to drop it. Suddenly, you are in a space of happiness and joy, which is the way we are hardwired to be. We are hardwired to be in something great. We're only taken off of that by the conditioning that we have, by the amnesia that we have, because we came through the birth canal, and that people have told us who we are rather than allowing us to discover who we are. So, and that is such a difficult place for so many people, because they struggle against the wall that other people have put them in, a prison that other people have put them in.
Mm.
And so what I do basically, and what I teach, is this place of effortless expansion. So we don't have to change ourselves. All the gurus out there tell us we have to change your life, change this, change that, do this. You don't have to do that. You simply have to elevate. You have to generate the good emotions that make you happy. From that point on, you become competent, because you don't have resistance.
I was
So
just gonna say that. I love the way that you put it in. It's like, by changing, a lot of times there's a lot of resistance, and a lot of people don't know the how to and this and that. But when we look at it from a different angle, and from the way that you are explaining to elevate, that is done with much more harmony and peace, and it's just not with that resistance for many. So psychologically, it is more adapting to oneself, where they can feel it's easier to actually, hey, let me listen what you have to say or teach, because now I really like your philosophy of how you're really putting this together. I don't have to really change, because whatever I am, I'm accepting of whatever it is that got me to where I'm at right now, because it is what made me who I am. But if I am to elevate, I'm still honoring my experience, good or challenging. They're all a blessing somehow. So I'm just elevating from that space to a higher conscious level, which is very, very well put, definitely.
Right. When we release, when we resistance is our pain. The resistance is the pain. So
Mm-hmm.
when we understand that we are resisting what is happening in front of us, we have an internal no to things, or we have an internal judgment or an internal criticism. We are in resistance to whatever the universe is providing for us. When we allow what's happening in front of us and without judgment and with appreciation, we're elevating, because the emotions we are generating deliberately and consciously are the emotions of well-being, the
Mm-hmm.
emotions of okay. When you're in a space of well-being, you are in quantum, you are in the space of intelligence and energy, and this ocean of silence, of perception, of pure perception, not the kind of perception that comes through the filter of being taught something, being taught that the world is no good or hate or there's prejudice here, but the kind of intelligence that comes from direct perception, by seeing, what's coming from the universe, what's coming from other people, what's coming from children, what's coming from animals, what's coming from, just walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Perception is enhanced, increased. And then if you stay in that space long enough, you start to get these psychic powers of clear audience, clear sentience, and clear uh,
Voyant.
yeah, clairvoyancies. So all these things become very much the stuff of movies, but you know what? The stuff of movies comes from these people who have already ascended into those places. So it's quite a beautiful thing to recognize the fact that you know you are more than this world. That you're not in the world. Things happening. The world is coming from you. It's emanating from you. The light, all this light that's around us continuously, is coming from us, not coming to us. So because it's coming from us, that's life living us. The resistance is not allowing life to live us. So we shut down the life process within ourselves, the life force. And I did that for 28 years. 28 years. I shut down every life process I had. I had film over my eyes, so I couldn't see very clearly about things. I mean, most of the world was fairly foggy to me. I couldn't hear well. I mean, like a bad cell phone, I heard about every third word, and I was trying to piece together anything and any kind of response that I needed to make. It was always some fragmented piece of what was being said, as opposed to the whole of what was being said, or the emotional content behind it, or the concept of the relationship to what was there. I was in a place where my body was absolutely asleep, in the same way that your hand or your foot falls asleep. It was,
Mm.
tingly and numb, and very sensitive to the touch. And yet, so I could not hug anybody. I couldn't look anybody in the eye. I couldn't hug anybody. I was in a prison of pain,
How long
and
did that last?
28 years. So I was
Wow.
28 years old. And, I was totally shut down. My awareness was about 1/100th of what it is now, I would say.
Mm.
So, um, as you evolve, you go past the skin. You go past the awareness of what the body is. You go past the awareness of the fact that you're not inside your skin. You're a hell of a lot more. The environment is you. And
Mm-hmm.
so you are the environment. Everything is coming from you. The world is you. And that sounds like kind of a lot of airy fairy woo woo woo, but the moment you awaken, you can see it. It's very obvious, because all energy is a projection of coming from you. And the world is a reflection of us. And
Mm-hmm.
because it's a reflection of us, the world can't smile before we do. It really is the experience of what's going on within ourselves. Nothing that exists did not exist in imagination before it existed in some form of reality. So when we step into this space of being the controller of our imaginations in the most profound way, everything happens the way we want it. So
Yes.
yeah, we achieve our dreams, we achieve our love, we achieve our relationships, we achieve our money, our finances, any way we want them. And it's fun. The other thing is that we are hardwired to have fun. Sophie's the queen of laughter and wisdom.
Yes.
Part of that means we're having
Wait, we
fun.
gotta incorporate humor as we learn and grow,
That's
right?
it. That's good. If you're not having fun, it's not worth doing.
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
What's the sense of living if it's struggle and pain all the time? Everybody asks themselves at some point, usually in their teenagers years, but many people carry that on until they're dead. So,
Mhm.
but let's not talk about death because it doesn't exist anyway. But it's just a space, and the thing is, like, this is a playground. It's an amusement park for us, and those of us who can control ourselves find the amusement continuously because that's
Some
so
are more amused than others.
right. That's right. Some are more amused, and for me, I'm not trying to say this in any kind of a bragging way or anything, but everything amuses me because I think the universe is absurd. I'll tell you about the universe. It's not going anywhere. It's not trying to achieve anything. It's not trying to be anything. It's not struggling for anything. It simply is playing. So imitate the universe, or if you're going to emulate anything, imitate the bigger forces that are around there. They just play. That's all they do. What does an animal out there do? They look for food and they play. That's about it. You know, and their lives overall, they have their ups and downs just like we do, but their lives overall are joyous. You know,
Correct.
and they're willing to undergo just about any kind of thing. That exists, and they flow with it.
Just like children, right?
So,
Just like
Rocky, is that true that animals like to play? Hi. Oh, hi.
Hi, Rocky.
Hi, Harrison.
When
Hi,
we
Harrison.
Hi, Rocky.
Hi.
When we last saw here, we were flying high above Montana.
Oh, wow. That is so much fun. Oh, wow.
Oh, roll, boys, roll.
So yeah, so I like what you said in terms, especially in the addition of play with life force, and I got thinking about that because today I gave my 8th unit since the beginning of the pandemic. So I reached a full gallon of giving blood to the American Red Cross, and I was thinking, like today I felt amazing, and I was giving some of this life force, contributing some of that, so somebody else can actually benefit from that. And what you're offering, because now what we're gonna get into that, we're coming towards the end here. You're offering people, in a sense, that kind of life force. Through the quantum neurogenesis program,
Yeah.
and you have this mastermind. So normally something like this would be how much money?
Well, the class for quantum neurogenesis is 247 or 297. I think it's 247.
Mhm.
Yeah, 247. But because I'm on this show with you, and because I love you guys, basically I'm gifting all that to your peeps here for free. So all you have to do is go to the link that Dr. Bob is putting inside of the chat, and
Yep.
that's the link. And that link will take you to the page of quantum neurogenesis, which we call the master class. And that master class, basically, for you to bypass the shopping cart, there is simply put in the words AHA, AH-HA in lowercase letters, AH-HA, and you will get in for free. You'll bypass the shopping cart, and you'll be our VIP guest for all that.
Oh, blessings.
That
And
is pretty cool. So that's
yes, we are so grateful for that because, Wisdom Cafe has been out for a while, and a lot of our members are continuing to participate, engage, and it's a beautiful space. Always optimize your creative mindset group too.
Absolutely.
And
That's
I'm
what
so
it's all
happy
about.
to be able to offer that extended generosity from you to our viewers and to those who are mostly needing this, especially now. And maybe if you know someone also that might need it, just pass it forward because it's not always that we run into a wealth of knowledge and wisdom, and we have someone that is actually sharing this generous act of kindness with all of us. So let's benefit from that, and let's share that, and let's be there and unite, and see how we can elevate and expand even more, and live such more joyous, playful life, and release some of this stress, and some of the grief, some of the hurt, some of the pain, when you understand maybe different processes, or understand the meaning or the ways of it that Professor Harrison is going to be sharing and discussing. So thank you so much.
You are quite welcome. And Rocky, thank you.
So I want to ask you a question for Professor. So is this like one of those 30-minute classes?
Oh no, this is a 90-minute class, and you actually get 4 classes with this. 4 classes, 6 hours of training for free.
Wow! Oh my gosh! Wow!
It's a wow. I like that. Thank you. All right. So
yes, that's awesome. Wow. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's really, really impressive. So it's not like a 30-minute class. It's 4 90-minute classes. This is an awesome, and it's a master class. So just click on a link, go to it, and the pass when they go to the checkout in the shopping cart is AHA. I think I put AH-HA.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Got it.
So in the interim, we're going to teach you how the world really works. We're going to destroy some of the false beliefs that people carry. They carry internal beliefs, they carry external beliefs that are false. They carry the different understanding of what reality is. And when we come into a new opportunity about how to understand reality, we all come to places like this to expand our capabilities, right? That's why we learn things. We want to expand our capabilities. Well, this is a way to expand your capabilities. And, at one time, Jesus couldn't perform miracles, and then he could. At one time, Bill Gates couldn't program, and then he could. At one time, you couldn't walk, and now you can. Walking never changed. Bill Gates is, the programming never changed. Miracles never changed, but the people change. But they don't have to change. The change is the elevation. The change is the realization that basically you can have fun with everything.
I love it.
And the epiphany is that there, most people walk around with feeling there's something wrong with them. Most people, we're going to blast that out of the water. There's nothing wrong with anybody. And when you realize who you are, when you realize that you can be beyond what your conditioning is, you are in a new space. The new space, this is a new opportunity, because what I've done with quantum neurogenesis is I teach you what quantum is. Quantum, and you don't need a deep understanding of that. You just need a simplified understanding of that. But when you understand what the quantum really is, basically, it's a total new perspective on things. When you understand that that your brain is made of 2 hemispheres, and those 2 hemispheres have specific functions, and each one handles a different part of the you that you image yourself as. When you understand that those 2 things, one side often dominates, or usually with 90% of the people dominates the other side. But if you can intertwine those 2, then the whole becomes synergistic. The new part becomes synergistic. And what is synergy? Where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So we become transcendent in a brand new state of awareness. We come to an igniting of your imaginative states in your imaginals, and in the igniting of that situation, we become the controllers of our reality. And this is a new kind of way to do it. I have a 7-step program that helps to take you from wherever you are, through identity, through self-image, through belief systems, through integration. And integration is healing, by the way, in case you ever have anything wrong with you, if you can integrate, you heal. So the integration, then it goes to the application of this, and from the application it goes to transcendence, and then breakthrough. Yeah, voila, you're in a new space. And that new space is so much more powerful, so much more fun, so much more amazing than all the stuff that you can imagine. Because in the lower states of consciousness, you don't have the imagination. In the lower states of consciousness, you need friction to create energy, like hitting two stones together. That's the spark that starts a fire. But in the upper states, you just generate that spark just by being. You don't have to generate that spark.
Amen. I love it.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too.
I can't wait.
Yeah. That's
So
going to
this
be amazing.
is 40 years.
So tell our viewers when this is happening, or what is there any time that they can make
Absolutely.
it, set the time aside for it.
So for you guys that are listening, September the 23rd, okay, that is at 8 p.m. Eastern. So that is the first part of the master class where we're going to deal with, what quantum physics is. And I'm going to give you a little hint. Quantum physics is beyond your reality. It is the study of subatomic physics. And when you really come down to it, what is the study of subatomic physics? It is the behavior of spirit. That's something that very few people understand. And when you understand where things emerge from, you get this amazing perspective that gives you an enormous sense of power and involvement in the world. The involvement that you have in the world is incredibly fulfilling. So, so the joy emerges because that's how we're hardwired. We're hardwired to love. We're hardwired to love ourselves. We're hardwired to have fun. And it's all the conditioning that takes us away from that. So one little epiphany can move you into a much higher space.
Oh my goodness. Can you only imagine the heaviness or the feeling of stuckness or stagnation or those trapped emotions that could have been so many years sabotaging the inner peace and the productivity of a person? It just with those epiphanies, like little bit of awaken of knowing and breakthrough can just completely shift the state to just completely a self-transcendence space. And it's just like priceless, literally. It's your freedom, feeling free.
Right. This is 40 years of my work put together into one program. So I look forward to you guys, and I've been doing this. I've been making, helping people to move into these spaces of elevation for so long and create, the deep questions that make everything happen, because our lives are really the quality of our questions. And if we ask the right questions, we get the right answers.
Amen to that.
Amen.
And the other part is that the question is oftentimes much more important than the answer.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's true.
So again, what is the date and the time it starts?
September 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern. I want to see each one of you there, because Bob is about 6'3" and I'm about 6'2", and we will kick your butt. If you don't come, we'll kick your butt, I guarantee it.
You guys are going to have a quantum leap all around east and west coasts.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
And I want to eliminate all your effort. I want to eliminate all your effort so that you are in the space of flow, baby. Flow.
I love it.
I don't mean linoleum.
Correct. So I did post a link on both Facebook and YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, the link is already there, and I just posted it on Facebook. So go there. It's in a comment. I'll put it in the description later on. So you'll see the link for the masterclass, and then the following comment is the ha.
Right.
And let's quantum leap all together.
Yes.
And elevate.
Let's do that.
My significant other, Maribeth, she had a vision yesterday or the day before of, my partner David and I, basically, when we open this up, is that everybody kind of jumping up and down together instead of a Tony Robbins kind of a thing. So she had this vision, and today something came through that we've been trying to achieve for a long time. And guess what? Time for us to jump up and down. Yep. And let's have some profundity. Let's make some real, let's make a dent in the universe, because people like us, people of those that are listening, those that are here are not here by accident. There is no such thing as an accident. There is only the law of cause and effect. And the law of cause and effect brings people together. You call it the law of attraction or whatever you want to call it, but it brings people together for a reason. It's because somewhere deep inside of us, we have a desire to make a difference. And what's happening now is the planet is going through an amazing transition. There's nobody exempt from this. And because nobody is exempt from this, we're all in this boat together. And being in this earthly boat, a rising tide lifts all ships. So let's lift all the ships. And we are near the tipping point. That we are within the 1% of the tipping point. We have 1,250 people already signed up for this class. That's really pretty significant.
Yes. I'm so excited about this, and I can't wait to see you guys there, and also to pick your brain more.
Well, if you don't pick my brain too much, because it might fall out.
Oh.
Okay, so
we'll just flow with your thoughts.
And we will have answers Q&A as well, so that'll be good. And we have one full afternoon of total Q&A where there's no agenda, just people bringing issues that they want to make breakthroughs on. And I'm a breakthrough specialist, so if you have something you want to break through on, whether it be any of the 7 areas of life, whether it be career, finances, freedom, love, relationships, health, whatever, we can break through that. Part of the quantum neurogenesis process is to make rapid breakthrough. So, but this is a new way to do it. It's a new way. It's a new opportunity. It's a harmonization and a synchronization and a synergistic,
yes,
synergistic way to do this. So I am so looking forward to teaching you guys this, because it's 40 years of my work put into one.
We so appreciate you, and we really appreciate your offer to our viewers, and I'm sure that anyone listening that feels that maybe their loved ones would benefit, let's do this. Let's have this collective energy and consciousness united, and evolve and elevate and have an expanded conscious perspective to many areas that maybe didn't seem as possible, and celebrate together.
I make the impossible possible. We all do. So, Rocky, what do you think of that?
Rocky, come on, Rocky, come on.
What do you think of making the impossible possible?
Yes. I can't wait.
Okay, good.
Oh, see, Rocky, you were not going to be left out.
Oh,
Rocky, you're part of the whole game, baby. You're the point man.
At least I get to do this. Sasha, I gotta go find Sasha.
Sasha, okay.
Oh, Sasha, where are you? Oh, Sasha's over there. Okay, please.
No. Sasha is out having a gelato with a boy.
Something like that, yes. Sasha.
Okay.
Oh, Rocky, so funny.
Oh, I love you, love. And very nice meeting you.
Very nice meeting you, Rocky.
Oh.
We go to fearless leader. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes. Oh, yay.
Yay.
Okay, dude. Okay. Bye.
Bye, Rocky.
Oh, gosh.
So with that, I thank you. I have a hard stop. We all do. And I will see you guys in the next 15 minutes on my joint venture platform.
Yep.
And, we will. We'll make a dent in the universe, guys. So
yes, we will. Okay.
Blessings.
Take care now. Bye, everybody.
Thank you guys for watching. Bye. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.